You see this? You see this? My boy Bam doing it. This is a top 100 ranker. This is one of the most feared high rankers in the tower. The ranker that was able to dominate Caliban and have him at a standstill. Our boy Bam is doing it. This is not even a slayer. He's a slayer's candidate and he's showing them what he's made of. Man, this chapter was hype. Hello everyone, I'm the 25th Genius, and today I have yet another Tower of God review. This time we're going to be reviewing Season 3, Episode 87, or Chapter 504. And while this chapter was short, it did provide us with a lot of great action to supplement of how short it was. Let's get into it. If you like these videos and what I do, please leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So, I've said already that this video was a little short. Well, the story was a little short. And that's because the author is still struggling with his health. And honestly, I'm one of the fans that I don't really care about the chapters that come out as long as the author is okay. His life is more important to me than something that on a piece of paper. But this chapter is pretty short and straightforward. Bam strengthened his resolve. He awaits for White to do battle with him. White is very eager to see if he's going to become corrupt or not. On the other side, we see that Caliban is almost at the base where Lord Brick, I'm bad with names, is, and he prepares to do battle with him. Lord Brick pretty much says that even if Caliban were to reach him and able to kill him, nothing would change because they're only pawns in a bigger game. And I do always believe that's the one thing that's good about Tower of God, is that it's not just focused on one person. It's more like it's focused on pawns that all just play a role in a bigger gear that's turning in the tower. So I feel that he was spot on with that, but I'm very curious to see how this fight is going to happen between Caliban and Lord Brick. So I can't wait to see. Now let's get into the coup de grace, the main event, the meat of this review. Bam versus White. This was pretty much an amazing fight from first panel that it happened to second, because you know what? The first panel, Bam wasted no words as he went against his opponent. And this is kind of very unique for Bam. Bam usually is not so as quick as to charge to his opponents like that. He usually really is conservative and really takes his time. But this time he is pulling no stops. He doesn't say a word and he just immediately goes after White. White, even shocked a little bit, prepares himself as well. And they exchange blows, but Bam is actually matching him from toe to toe on his blades. Like, even to the point where it's even concerning White a little bit. And then my favorite part is when White is boasting and says, you know, my sword can cut anywhere. And he looks at him and says, well, my thing can too. You're the one who needs to forget. The attitude in Bam is very different. You clearly see that Bam just does not like White. For, well, a lot of reasons. That can be a whole video on why Bam does not like White. And it really shows in this chapter itself. He's very crude. He's very rough. He's really not being nice and gentle as he was even to the enemy high-ranking lady. And it just really just goes to show you in the testament of how fed up. I don't think Bam is angry with White. I think he's just fed up with all the crap that just this guy is. Like, as he says in the panel, our unhealthy relationship will end once and for all. He's just tired of having him around. He's just bad. He means nothing for nobody. He will backstab everybody once he has the chance. Bam is taking all that into account and knowing that if it continues like this, it's only going to get worse and worse from here. I don't feel that Bam is trying to really become corrupt as White is saying. I think Bam is just realizing that no matter how you try to talk to White, it's just, he's not going to change. He's going to still be the same. And it's really just nothing you can do about it. You just got to get rid of him, which is why I really like this panel here when he says, our unhealthy relationship, it just ends now, because it's just no point in carrying him. White means no good for nobody. If White gets the opportunity, he would just murder everybody. He is selfish, he is crude, he is arrogant. He's just not the friend that you want, especially when you're doing one of the most dangerous missions of your life. And just Bam just realizes that, and Bam just understands that no matter how hard he tries to run, no matter how hard he tries to hide, people are dying. People are dying for his sake. So Bam, as basically the king, the prominent, the prodigy genius of that will apparently slit the throat of jihad, he has to do what he has to do for his fallen comrades, and thus he proceeds to fight White. Now, this chapter was a little shorter than I would have liked, only because it left us with an amazing cliffhanger, which I was really just tempted to really want to see. But that just leaves us more with an anticipation of what to expect in next week. So it's a good strategy, especially since we've been really wanting to see Bam versus White ever since White became fully reincarnated. But again, I would have preferred there would have just been a little more fighting just to whet my appetite. But again, it was all in all, this was an absolutely amazing chapter. Again, we are finally seeing the fight that we've been wanting to see. Do I think Bam can win? Yes, I truly, truly do. As I've always said, again, if you don't understand why I said that, please look at my other review video about why I said that. Bam has a good chance against White. But considering how strong and just how resolved that he is in defeating White, I think that alone, his emotions just put him at a really good spot. And on top of that, we don't know what else power that this boy is hiding within himself. Now, kind of, not really a spoiler, but people are there are rumors going out that there may be more to Bam than meets the eye. But I mean, that's kind of a universal ruling. But still, we just don't know, especially at the time of this chapter. So we just only have to wait for more chapters and to see what Bam is actually going to do against this monster. Now, I do feel like White is not fighting seriously, kinda, but he's fighting enough to where it would scare off most people. But Bam is really just shearing through it with sheer force of will. Like I said, I truly, truly think that Bam has a good chance. Now, the bigger issue to me is not does Bam have a good chance of defeating White, it's really will he become corrupt from killing White, is my concern. And I really don't want Bam to change because I really like that ability about him. It's really very innocent, but is what he needs to keep his sanity, especially from the mission that he set out to execute. So all in all, this was a really amazing chapter. Seeing White and Bam fight is a beautiful sight. It reminds me a lot of the other arcs in the story, so I can't wait to see where this arc goes from here. Alrighty, that is my review. If you like these videos, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe. I'm the 24 G's, and I'll see you